You're the only one I can trust, homie. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Party. Even though it's actually titled "You're the only person I can trust," not you're the only one that I trust. But we do kick off with Kanan giving it to his wife or the mother of his child. Damn it, I'm going to assume that they were married or some form or the other. But it's quite a funny scene. Kanan's getting some action, man. Sean is sitting down stage stairs, and then it was kind of just a funny scene, and like they kind of just play it off. But you know, I enjoyed for what it was. But then cut the ghost. He's lying in bed. Tasha's like telling him what's happening in the day. His son's got a history project in school. Ghost. His head's spinning though. He doesn't really give a damn about what's going on here. And throughout this episode, the case against Tommy is building, and you wonder what is the breaking point truly going to be here? Like, what is going to happen? I feel like Angela's going to die before Tommy gets like arrested or whatever. I don't feel like Tommy's even going to get arrested. I feel like that Tommy will not even find out there was a case against him. But then again, I guess if Angela dies, then that makes him look more suspicious. I'm intrigued to see how this is all going to work out, guys. We cut to Tasha speaking to Sean. You kind of get the feeling here that they're kind of done, but Sean's like, "Oh no, but I've got feelings for you, Tasha. Come on, baby, you want to ride on the Tasha bus, boy?" Which is kind of funny. But we then cut to Tommy and Holly, and when boy meets girl, damn it, and these two. She's not very happy, right, that he is like just keeping her locked up. So he gets her a puppy this episode. And we do see Julio, whatever you want to pronounce his name, he came over and she's like, "No, it's alright, you can come in, we'll have a wee talk, I'll get you a drink." Which obviously Tommy's not very happy about. We'll get to like the payoff of that scene a wee bit later on, but this was filler, all this stuff, wasn't it? It's weird. Like, I know like they're trying to play, oh, Tommy has this fetish for redheads, right? But at the end of the day, man, I just just scenes that aren't really interesting me in the slightest. But with Tommy, all his cars getting placed at a lot of crime scenes that they're investigating here. Ghost actually steals a bit of money from the drug operation ring. We see Ghost's meeting with Kanan and Tommy, but Ghost is still suspicious of Kanan. And I was wondering, like, why is Ghost so suspicious of Kanan? Is it because he just, like, Kanan's been away for 10 years and he just wants him and Tommy? But it revealed in this episode, I thought it was a very good reveal, because I thought maybe Kanan just wanted it all for himself and that's why he wanted to wipe out Ghost and Tommy. But it turns out, big reveal later on in the episode, that Tasha and Ghost lock Kanan up. And that makes a lot more sense rather than, like, making Kanan just come across as, like, you know, like a backstabber. So I'm a fan of this. Tasha then phones up the hotel in Miami. They're like, "Oh, did you enjoy your foot rub?" And then obviously because of that, she's found out that Ghost took Angela, damn it. We see a scene where Tommy and Kanan are sitting down with Kanan's crew, and one of the guys is making fun of Tommy, like next he's going to be eating chicken and eating watermelon. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Obviously trying to make fun of the fact that he's a white man pretending to be a black man sort of deal, which I thought was kind of funny. But you can clearly see Kanan was looking at this guy like, "I'm going to drop you." And let's be honest, guys, that's the way this song is going. Sean then sleeps with Tasha's friend, but then he goes back to Tasha at the end of the episode. He's like, "But I care about you." Like, have Tasha and Sean even slept together though at this rate? I don't even think they have. Or maybe I missed it, or they just glossed over it. Like, I know, like, they've kind of alluded to, like, maybe they've done something, but there's been no scene with them actually doing anything, so only time will really tell at this point. We then cut to Sean, damn it. Sean, obviously, kind of stuck in two worlds here. He's not exactly loving life. Is he going to pump Tasha? Is he going to pump Tasha's friend, or is Kanan going to pump him, brother? Ghost then goes to, like, the reception of his, like, apartment, and the receptionist says, "Oh, you don't have access to the top floor. Your house, because your wife changed the code." And obviously she's changed the code because damn it, he jobbed them out and he took Angela. Looks like Ghost and Tasha are splitting up. Now I feel like this is weird. Like, obviously there's been build up, right? But it kind of just came out of the blue. if I'm being honest. So, a bit weird how it just happened, but she's like, we're done. So, Ghost obviously been kicked out of his household. I mean, big moment for the main character to go through this. But at this point, Greg takes like the case of Tommy to like the higher ups, the guy leading the task force, Six, and other people, and it looks like they're gonna push ahead. Looks like Tom Egan is fucked because, of course, for now it's been under wraps in terms of just Angela and Greg knowing about it, like the last couple of episodes. But now looks like Tommy Egan is going to get jobbed out. Tommy then shows up, punches Julio because he was over having a drink with Holly's, and he's like, "You were in my house with my girl." It does sound dodgy, and what I noticed is Holly did have a change of clothes between the scene when Julio was there and when Tommy came in. So maybe they did something. She had a shower. I don't know, but I don't think they did anything. I mean, I really care if they did anything, man. It does just scream filler to me. Like personally, I do not care about the character of Holly, if I'm being honest. But we'll see where it goes. But it's funny at this point that they actually all think that Ghost is Tommy, which I guess it makes for an interesting dynamic. It's even at this point, you still got Ghost meeting up with Angela, and she's like, "Oh, still speaking about Tommy." It's like, when is Ghost going to pull the trigger here? See if it ever got out that Ghost knew this case being built against Tommy and that Angela wanted him to testify, and he knew this whole time. Surely that would warrant Tommy killing Ghost. Tommy's not going to buy the bullshit of, "Oh well, Ghost, I know you were in love with Angela, so it's all right." Surely, and I mean surely, he wouldn't do this. We've got Greg like scoping out Tommy's apartment, and he notices Holly leave, which was intriguing to say the least. Kanan hears about the fact that Ghost is split up for Tasha, and Ghost goes to visit Tasha at the history play at the school or whatever, and he confronts her. He's like, "You're the only one I trust, and I think Kanan knows that we put him away." So big massive reveal, big fan of this reveal because, like I said earlier, it doesn't make Kanan come across as a backstabber, makes him come across as like an OG trying to take his fucking turf back because the guy at the top betrayed him, which I think makes for a better dynamic rather than just him being like, power hungry, so to speak. But Ghost coming up with a patter of "you're the only one I can trust." Really? Really, Ghost? Here you are banging Angela? I thought the reason like he loved Angela because like they were childhood sweethearts and he could like trust her. I just don't feel like he loves Tasha. And to come up with this pish of, "Oh, you're the only one I can trust." The day they split up and the day she's like decides, "Fuck it," he took her to Miami, betrayed my trust twice. There is no, I don't know, this is stupid. I get it, right? See across all the main TV shows, my apart from Walter White probably, like all the main characters probably cheat on their spouse. But they don't say in the same fucking scene, like, "Oh, you're the only one I can trust." Like, see when Tony Soprano and Carmela split up, did Tony be like, "Oh, you're the only one I can trust, Carmela"? No, because it would have came across as weak. And it did come across as weak here for Ghost. Absolutely, man. But yeah, she doesn't listen to this. She's like, "You're not getting back in the house just because Ken might be on to us." Obviously, Ghost was trying to use this as a way to get back in. You could maybe argue that, but I feel like it was just a cheap ploy for Ghost to try and get back in. He tries to pay Holly to go away and leave Tommy alone. She's like, "No, it'll break his heart. He'll just try to find me." And then he's like, "Well, then you break up with her. Break up with him. I'll give you a few more days." But before she can get a few more days, Greg arrests her. Greg pulls up. He's like, "Holly, the people of Ohio would think a different thing." So obviously, Holly's got charges in Ohio, and you see this across every fucking TV show. Watching this, watching Dexter, like Sons with Cherry and other shows, right? How many people in America have done crimes in other states, but then they go to new states, and it's almost like it's all forgotten about, and half of them don't even have new identities. So like is that how America is? Like you could literally do a crime, flee the state, go to another one, and no one's even gonna bother. I mean, or is this show's just taking the piss? This could be done to a degree for like minor crimes, but most of these are big crimes. So I think at this point, Holly is going to give up the Ghost here, literally give up who the real Ghost is, and that's going to take the attention away from Ghost. It'll be interesting to see this. Kanan then shows up at Tasha's house and gives her a couple of gifts. He's like, "Oh, I heard about the rough patch you and Ghost were going through." And then he goes back down the left, and she's like, "Oh," takes the gun out of her, the crack of her arse, reloads it. It's like, damn. It's like, they're portraying Tasha here as like a fucking OG. If Kanan wanted it to, man, he'd Batista bombed her right through you know, the penthouse, but he didn't. And talking of Kanan, we cut to him and his like gang's leader, and the guy earlier who's making fun of Tommy's in the boot, and Kanan's like, shoot this motherfucker. You deaf? Then he walks over, we see the Brooklyn Bridge in the background, he's like, was he taking a puff of a cigar? Or was he just having a wee simple stare? Ah no, it was a cigarette he was puffing on. Epic wee outro, really fan of this. I'm enjoying Kanan, man. I think season 2 as a whole is probably just a wee bit worse than season 1 to this point, but I feel like Kanan is like the difference maker, which will probably make me prefer season 2, if that makes any sense, guys. But anyway, I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. But until next time, peace.